Nihad Awad is the Executive Director of the Council on American-Islamic Relations. He joins us now from Washington. Nihad Awad, thank you so much for joining us on this day. Let me start by simply asking for your response to Donald Trump's proposal to ban Muslims from entering the United States.
Well, Donald Trump's speeches have been entertaining for so long, except just in the past few weeks they became scary and dangerous. 2 days ago, I was relieved to watch President Obama delivering a speech from the Oval Office assuring Americans that we are united in the face of fear and we will not allow people to divide our nation just because we are faced with the threat of terrorism. He rejected Islamophobia, and I and millions of Americans were assured by that speech. And less than 24 hours after that, we were shocked and outraged by a statement coming from the leading candidate in the Republican Party, Donald Trump, calling to block American Muslims and all Muslims from coming back to the United States or visiting the United States. This is not only un-American, it is unconstitutional. And Donald Trump, if he wants to assume the highest office in the land, in the United States, his basic knowledge has to be reviewed, and he has to learn something about something called the United States Constitution.
Nihad Awad, I must point out that we just spoke to Donald Trump's spokesperson, Katrina Pearson, and she made the point that it wasn't all Muslims, it was Muslim immigrants who wanted to make their way to the United States. I just need to, for the sake of clarity, put that out there. But let me ask you, beyond, no, first of all, respond to that point in and of itself, that it's not all Muslims, it's just Muslim immigration.
Well, the fact that he is trying to block Muslims from coming to the United States runs contrary to the history and values and principles upon which this country was founded, which is religious liberty, religious freedom for all. So Donald Trump is trying to put, again, a religious test on those who can come to the United States, which, again, runs against the United States Constitution.
So let me ask you, what comments like these, of the sort coming from Donald Trump, what they mean for the day-to-day realities of American Muslims living here right now? Talk to me about that.
He is spreading paranoia and fear. Millions of American Muslims are concerned about their safety, and he's putting the lives of many families and children in danger in the United States. Because of our offices are spread all over the country, we receive cases and reports of hate crimes, discrimination, physical attacks against individuals. Some people, shoot at Quran and drop it at mosques, or even drop, pigs' heads in forms of, in a way to intimidate American Muslims. So there is a general fear about American Muslims, and the Muslim community is asking us, what can they do? Many ladies are concerned about wearing hijab and going out because, again, Donald Trump is targeting the symbolism of being Muslim in America. The fact that he accused Muslims in Jersey City of cheating after 9/11, and he was corrected repeatedly by historians, by media and researchers, and he continues to propagate these lies. So it is very concerning to us that someone will listen to Donald Trump and fulfill his idea of alienating Muslims and stigmatizing them. And we are very concerned that some violence may fall upon the Muslim community just because of his reckless statements.
So we heard from the White House a short time ago, the White House spokesman, Josh Earnest, said that these kind of comments, that this proposal, the statement from Donald Trump, disqualifies him from serving as President of the United States. Do you agree?
Well, I agree on different grounds. Number one, Donald Trump does not qualify to be the United States President just because of his temperament. He is a hot-tempered individual. He shoots from the hip and the lip, and we cannot entrust someone to our safety and our national security to someone who does not make sense when he talks, who alienates people, who hates those who disagree with him. He hates minorities, people with disabilities. How can we as Americans entrust someone in the Oval Office and to be in charge of our forces around the world and the lives of Americans at home and abroad? So in terms of the Constitution, he has to hold the Constitution and he has to abide with it. And by the statements we're hearing so far, He's trashing the United States Constitution, and he wants to lead by fear, not by the Constitution.
Nihad Awad, it's great to have you on the show today, just to get your insight and your perspective. Thank you so much for joining us. Nihad Awad, Executive Director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, joining us from D.C. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This is The World Right Now.